Hi, I'm Charlene, and I'm going to help you to find your next client on a LinkedIn. And maybe you already are seeking clients on LinkedIn. Well, don't worry, this one hack is going to help you no matter where you are on your LinkedIn journey for seeking out clients. So let's get started. Oops, let's get the intro going. Hello, I am Charlene Tessier, your LinkedIn coach, and I'm helping you to stop chasing your clients on LinkedIn and have them reach out to you. And today we're going to talk about this one tip that is going to change everything for you, in that it is going to make a huge impact, and it is so easy, so simple to do, and often overlooked and missed by so many people. And if you are enjoying this content, or you would love to, of course, get notified as to when I have more, because I do put out those new videos every single week, please be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit that notification, follow me on LinkedIn, connect with me. That way you get notified as to when I have my new video coming out every single week. So let's get into what is that one thing that is so important. Well, I'll give you a few hints. It is very similar to our first impression. Just like when we go to an in-person sort of networking meeting and you meet somebody brand new for the first time, what do you usually do? You go, "Hi, I'm Charlene. Hi, nice to meet you." You shake the hand and you give a very short, one or two sentences about what you do. Who do you help serve? And that will usually get the ball rolling as to, "Oh, that's interesting. How do you do that? How do you help someone?" Or if they kind of give a very flat or generic kind of intro about what they do, then you may just not be interested in them anymore, right? You might say, "Okay, well, that's nice." And that's kind of the end of the conversation. We've all felt that, haven't we? The kind of awkwardness of where the person just kind of didn't really do the job to kind of keep that conversation going, or didn't make that kind of opening with a bit of curiosity or interest enough for us to really, kind of start the conversation with them. And this is exactly the same thing that happens on LinkedIn. Whether you know it or not, there are 72 characters that follow you around everywhere. And it is your first impression. It is you doing exactly that. You saying, "Hi, I'm so and so. This is how I help so and so and what I do." And if this bit of text doesn't say that, you are actually losing massive amounts of opportunity, because people will just read something or see something very generic and then they'll just be like, and move on. So I want to know if you're making this big mistake. And so let's take a quick look and to see if you can figure out what that could be. And I'm just on my home feed, scroll right back up to the top there real fast. And I wanted to just take a quick look what you think it is that's following you around on LinkedIn everywhere. Are you able to kind of figure out what that could possibly be? And I'm going to give you a little hint here, even in the comments. We're going to scroll down. We're going to look just over here. Justin's diversified solopreneur building a portfolio of one person. And if we look up here on his post, it says it again. And so I'm going to just kind of give it away now. It is this bit of text right under your name. It's 72 characters. It's called the headline. And that follows you everywhere. It follows you even down into comments, into likes. Everywhere you have a headshot, people can hover on that for a second and they're going to see a little bit more about you. And also the first 72 characters of your name follow you everywhere. Oh my goodness. And that is the easiest thing for you to really hone into, like carve that out. And to be honest, I'm always updating and changing mine and refining it. It's not a one and done kind of thing. You don't need to do it every single week, but you do got to do it at least once, especially in the beginning. If you are fairly new to this, I would do once every quarter to really refine that and see if that messaging is helping. And it's the same as an introduction. If you go to online networking or in-person networking, what is that one sentence that's you're going to say? And if you say something very generic, "I'm a sales coach who just helps people with sales," it's not a conversation starter. It doesn't attract people to you. And it doesn't even say who do you really want. So I'm going to give you a real life example from one of my clients. And he is a military transition coach. So what he does is he helps those leaving the military service transition into civilian life and helps them to get employment. Now, he could just have a headline saying jobs transitions coach, right? That is essentially what he does. Although it is very generic, it does not really call out to anybody, because a jobs transitions coach could help maybe a university or a college student trying to get their first job. That's a job transitions coach. Or maybe it's a person who's in their second career. Maybe they are tired of their first career and now want to transition to their second career. That's another job transitions or career coach. What about somebody who is a stay-at-home mom who now transitions back to the workforce and looking for employment? And yet another transitions type of coach. But he specifically says in his headline that he helps veterans transition to civilian life and to civilian career opportunities. And this is really, really clear, because now those who are on LinkedIn who are seeking to transition or are getting ready, they know this. They're going to see his headline and they're going to say, hey, he's a specialist in that. That's who I am. I need his help. And that's what you want. You want to really make that niche call out to someone very, very specific. The more specific, the better. And it can be also a company if you're doing B2B, but even in that company, it's still a specific person. It could be the salesperson, right? The sales of a software, I don't know, development firm, right? So you are going for software development firms. That's very big. But maybe the person who's the decision maker, the one who is always going to be the one to lay down that money or do the call with the decision making with you, is the, I don't know, marketing manager, right? So be very specific. That's the first part of the headline that is the most important and that most people kind of miss out on. And even me, I have been making this mistake for quite a while. I've tried online entrepreneur, online coach. Those are, of course, they kind of make sense, but those are huge expanding people, right? I mean, you could be a health and wellness coach. You could be a marketing or sales coach. Those are online entrepreneurs. And so even me, I'm still struggling and working with calling out who very specifically it is. And now very recently, I've started to kind of hone in that I really, really want business coaches and business coaches who really help other business coaches, for example, like course creator coaches. So that's very specific. Or book authoring coaches. So those who help entrepreneurs write a book to launch or market their business, right? That's a book coach. So those are very specific business coaches in the genre of online businesses. So think about that. Take a bit of time to really try to figure out. If you don't exactly know, you can start a bit more broad, start, learning about those in your audience, and then eventually hone it down into very small sub niches if you can. The next part of your headline, of those 72 characters, you do have more, but the first 72 are the most important. Is you want to say right away up front how you help people. What is the problem that you help them solve? If you just help them with a transition, great, but what's the result I'm going to get? Well, I'm going to make sure I'm staying with you to transition until you get your first job, rather than I'm just going to help you transition at the beginning for the first month and then you're on your own. So I handhold you right until the first day you start your first job, right? That is a huge benefit, and it's a huge value add that you do. That is what is the result you're going to give somebody. Maybe you're a sales coach. So what do? You help them maybe with getting their first sale. Stay with you till your first sale or your first 10 sales or whatever you do. But give that result and explain essentially what the result they're going to get, the problem that you're solving. And after that, because you do have many more characters, you can talk a bit more about the problem. But think about those first 72 characters. That's my hack for today. It's very simple and you can do it as well. Now, if you are interested in my content, make sure that you check out my new stuff every week. Subscribe on YouTube and hit that notifications button. Follow me on LinkedIn. And